now I get that not everyone, even back in the early to mid 90s, not everyone liked this guy. But I got it when I was a kid, when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, I thought he was the frickin' man. I mean, see, and the guy that he played in the movies was not that different from the way he really was if you saw him on, Totally Pauly on MTV or in some interviews. That's the kind of dude he was. He was, and you got, like I said, and you got that vibe from, well, in the Army now, and jury duty took some getting used to, but I loved Encino Man's son-in-law in Biodome. I mean, he was like the fun dude that you wanted to have as a friend, the guy that would have your back in any situation, the guy who, even though he came off like a goofball, he actually had a kind of a soft side, kind of a serious side in there that would come out at certain times too. I mean, he did bring the family together in Son-in-Law, so he wasn't totally like just a vapid surfer dude or whatever a lot of the criticisms are. And when he was on Joe Rogan last year, I mean, that did kind of bring him back a little bit, but the video was ratioed. There were a lot of people that were kind of crapping on him in the comments and stuff, saying that pretty much the same things that I remember them saying back then, but thinking that he was a one-dimensional and this and that, but probably being even harder on him because he's 50 and he still has a similar persona. But I think it makes him even more awesome. That's just me. Now I think there's this kind of unwritten concept or this idea that when someone hits a certain age or gets to a certain point in their career that they have to automatically step it up to be more serious or change like certain parts of themselves. And I don't think that that's necessarily true. I mean, yeah, it's nice to evolve and all that, but I'm not saying we shouldn't evolve, but what's wrong with keeping like such a vital, such an important, essential part of who you are? I mean, if you totally change that, then you're becoming a different person. I mean, so my point is, I don't see why he couldn't play just a more mature, more slightly toned down, sophisticated version of the Weasel in like a modern movie. And he would probably not be starring in it anymore. He probably would just be like a backup character, but I could totally see him being like the cool uncle or something that, maybe he'd help his nephew, get a girl or pull a prank on someone or foil a plot or something like that. That totally would fit him. I mean, he, certainly that would, rather than trying to like box him into like a leading man or like a, in a romantic comedy or something, which those are great, don't get me wrong at all. I love serious movies too. I'm just saying that like you can evolve certain parts of his character without like making him be totally different. So I don't understand why they say that was played out. You can still keep the same character and just evolve it a little bit. I think he could totally pull that off.